In 2006 and 2009, a specific brand of panic swept across the globe, driven by the idea that an ancient calendar simply ran out of dates on December 21, 2012. Millions braced for a global catastrophe. Hollywood blockbusters like Apocalypto and 2012 leaned into the drama, cementing a popular image of the Maya as a bloodthirsty society destined for a sudden, cinematic end. But the archaeology tells a different story. This large step pyramid with its flat-top temple is a remnant of a society that was mastering complex mathematics and engineering thousands of years before European empires began to take shape. Our modern obsession with the Mayan apocalypse has largely masked the reality of their world, a history that replaces doomsday clocks with a highly sophisticated social and scientific reality. To separate real history from movie fiction, make sure to like this video and subscribe to The Explainer. The true narrative of the Maya involved a transformation from forest nomads to empire builders, and a series of cultural echoes that reach all the way to the other side of the ancient world. Long before the pyramids, the Maya lived as nomadic hunter-gatherers, moving through the dense and often dangerous Central American jungles in a constant search for food. Their entire world shifted when they began domesticating wild maize. These multicolored dried corn ears hanging against a mud wall represent the caloric baseline that allowed the Maya to finally stop wandering. This wasn't an overnight change, but a gradual process. As the reliability of the maize harvest grew, the need for constant foraging faded, allowing seasonal camps to become permanent settlements. With a steady food supply, these villages grew in complexity. Over centuries, they evolved into powerful city-states, governed by hereditary kings and organized social classes of priests and artisans. Agriculture provided the time and manpower necessary for more than just survival. It created the surplus labor required to build monuments, refine their mathematics, and track the planets. By the 1840s, these cities were long forgotten. Explorers in the Honduran jungle found scenes like this, a crumbling, vine-covered stone pyramid ruin, almost entirely reclaimed by the forest. For decades, the history of these sites remained locked away because nobody could read this script. These intricate Mayan hieroglyphic carvings were seen as beautiful art, but their meaning was a total mystery. The breakthrough came when researchers realized these symbols, like a stylized frog or a set of teeth, represented specific phonetic syllables and dates. They weren't just icons, they were the building blocks of a sophisticated written language. Reading their own words proved that the Maya were a deeply literate society, using their script to document the exact dates of royal successions and the complex movements of the stars. As the translations became clearer, researchers began to notice details that appeared physically impossible, given the massive distance between Central America and the Indian subcontinent. The linguistic overlaps are specific and startling. Both cultures used the term Maya to describe illusion and used nearly identical words, chakra and chakla, for energy centers. Even their ancient creation myths perfectly align. This traditional Hindu painting depicts the Samudra Manthan, where deities use a mountain, a turtle, and a serpent to churn the ocean, elements that mirror Mayan legends of the world's origin with uncanny precision. These parallels suggest that our understanding of ancient isolation may be incomplete, pointing toward deeply shared concepts that survived across vast distances, long before we thought such contact was possible. If they were so advanced, why did their cities eventually fail? Despite what the 2012 theories claimed, their decline had nothing to do with a calendar or a cosmic event. The reality was environmental. Long-term studies suggest that severe, recurring droughts crippled their agricultural system, making it impossible to support their massive urban populations. This scarcity sparked internal warfare between city-states as they fought over dwindling resources. By the time Spanish colonizers arrived, the Maya had already been weakened by centuries of systemic stress. The Mayan collapse proves that societies rarely fall to a single, sudden disaster. Instead, they often buckle under the compounding weight of environmental failure and internal division. But there is one final myth to dismantle. The idea that the Mayan people ever truly disappeared. Millions of Mayan descendants are alive today. In Guatemala and Mexico, families continue to wear colorful, traditionally patterned clothing, keeping their ancient languages and customs very much alive. While we often focus on these quiet ruins and the tall carved pillars left in the grass, they are not just relics of the past. They are the foundations of a culture that successfully resisted erasure. Civilizations don't end when their calendars run out. They transform, leaving a legacy that is carried forward by the people who still call these landscapes home.